Second year here with UC, what is, maybe kind of compare the competitive level, the level of competition in your running back room this year to what you kind of experienced in the first few practices at camp last year?
The competition level is always going to be high. That's just what we do, you know. And from the position room, we had a little bit more experience last year, and we had Jerome Ford in there that had played a lot of ball the previous year. We had Chuck that had played, and then was fighting through his injury the year before. So, and then Ryan Montgomery has played a ton of ball for us. So a lot of experience. We had that coming back. There's a lot of youth on the back end, though, which is and new faces like Corey Kiner. So it's it looks different, but the competition level is still the same. We got guys that are a little bit unproven, and they want the opportunity to be the guy. So I'm putting them in challenging situations. They're competing together, but they're also sticking together, growing together, and they're challenging each other in the meeting room. It's been really neat to watch them kind of grow as a unit to make sure, hey, everybody's going to be their best. Best man is going to win the job, and they're going to support them. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. Putting them in some adverse situations, want to see guys that are going to be able to be competitive and help us. And when we get in those tough spots that we'll be in this year, we're just going to be prepared for it. But I think that our competition, we talk about competitive spirit. That's what we're built on. So it's nothing new, but it just looks a little bit different.
Awesome. You guys have the motto, iron sharpens iron. You bring a guy in like Corey Kiner after losing Jerome. Talk about what it was like to have him in that locker room for a healthy competition in that running back room.
Jerome was phenomenal, man. He just was a really good teammate, had a great personality. And the one thing I loved about Jerome was Jerome took the bulk of the carries last year, and he kind of solidified himself early on in camp that hey, this was going to be his job and he was going to be the guy. He came back healthy off the shoulder surgery. And he was so supportive of the other guys and helped them grow and helped them come along. I thought he did a phenomenal job. So now I'm not going to say replace him, but we add Corey Kiner to the talented group that we already have, and he's been a great fit. It's like he's been here from day one. He's a great teammate. The guys enjoy him. He asks great questions, and he just doesn't want to be somebody that's been an outsider. He wants to integrate in everything that we do in Cincinnati football. So he's been phenomenal, just as a teammate, as a guy to coach, wants to grow, is eager to learn, and he's really raised the competition level. Because guys know he's a talented guy. There's no bones about it. He plays a true freshman at LSU. We all know that. But everybody understands that in the room too, and he's brought just an element of urgency for some of the younger guys to make sure that they're on point with their studies and knowing what we're doing schematically. So he's a great addition.
Are there any specific attributes you can point out to a guy in this room that's going to be a starter in your eyes? Like, not necessarily naming that player, but what they're going to have to show to be that lead back that Jerome Ford was last year, no matter who it is, from Miles Montgomery to Ryan to Charles to Corey as well.
That's a great question. What I think that you're going to get from that guy, whoever it is they've got to be able to carry the load. Mm-hmm. What we do offensively, what they bring to the table, they got to be able to do it for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 plays consecutively. They all are very talented running the football. The other piece is we got to be able to protect our quarterback. Whoever our quarterback ends up being, we got to do a great job of understanding protections and be physical and have great effort and attitude and understanding and picking up blitzes and pressures whenever we see those. So critical situations, third downs, when we need a guy in there that can also protect, and then has the ability to take a run 60. Whenever that opportunity presents itself, hit it and go. So those are kind of some of the things that these guys are trying to display. It's tough for us because we don't always get a chance to go live in practice. So we got to be creative with how we do it, from a physical standpoint. But that guy's got to be able to just be able to play consecutive plays and do it consistently. Jerome was able to do it consistently, and opportunities present himself, and next he's going 80. So it was neat to have that type of guy. Guys got to have some of that ability in there, but you also got to be a great pass protection, which Jerome was.
We mentioned this running back room. You guys actually moved Ethan Wright to the defense from that running back room. Could you just walk us through what it's been like and how cool it is to see him take on that new challenge?
I'll tell you what, man, that just tells you how talented and deep this room is. That we could move a guy who was, if you coming out of the spring, he might have been our starting tailback coming in the fall camp. Who knows? But you move a guy that is that talented to the other side of the ball, and we still have a very deep, talented group of guys that have been very productive through the first few days of camp. That just tells you how much talent is in there. For him, it's been awesome. He's all gas, no brakes, and he goes and goes and goes. So it's neat to watch him fly around and run to the ball and try to create turnovers. He's just that versatile of an athlete. So, I mean, he's a talented dude. He's going to help our football team in some way, shape, or form. And I'm excited for him. We'd love to have him back, but, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. That's going to help the football team, and that's what he's all about. And I think that speaks volumes of the type of person he is and his character.
Coach, how did that conversation go? How big was your role in trying to work with the entire staff to figure out what is the perfect spot to put Ethan in a position to maybe be a starter one day that is outside of running back? How did you guys land on safety? What was your role in that discussion?
Well, he was a phenomenal safety in high school.
Right.
You know, so coming in through the recruiting process, everybody knew that and had that understanding. I think his heart, you know, coming out of high school was on the offensive side of the ball. Okay. But then you talk to Ethan, and he wants to play. He wants to help the football team. So when you have that conversation with that young man, and you understand that you have a guy that is that versatile and that talented, you just want him to be on the field so he can help us. Because the way he plays, his effort and attitude, he's going to help us. So it was just, what can we do to help us continue to win football games and play at the level that we've been playing at? And that guy is the epitome of when we talk about play hard guys. So it wasn't a tough conversation. You know, obviously, coaches want to be greedy. I'd love to keep a guy like that in my room, trust me, but also I want to win football games and do what's best for the program.
Coach Fickle actually compared Ethan to a guy like Brian Cook, who was also one of those play hard guys like you mentioned.
100%.
Think that's a good comparison for Ethan?
Absolutely, man. Like, because B. Cook was the guy that was going to go hard in practice no matter what. Empty the tank. He's sweating, laying on the concrete after practice almost every day. But also, he's the guy in the meeting room that was studying and asking questions and watching extra film, sacrificing time to make sure that he was going to be assignment perfect. And it was neat to watch him do that. And Ethan was the same way. Ethan all summer, meeting with Coach Hitchler, meeting with myself, coming in early, staying late, you know, setting up special meeting times to make sure that he was prepared so he could put his best foot forward to help the program. I think that's a great comparison.
Yeah, one more. With Coach Gino being a new offensive coordinator, I know he was on the staff last year, but has there been any adjustment for you and the running backs since now he's taken over being that head man?
Not really for us. I mean, I'm just to be honest with you, man. Gino is a phenomenal coach, and it's been great to learn and watch him grow in the role that he's in right now. He does a great job of just making sure that he's detailed and including everybody with what we do from just schematically and game plan standpoint. He's helped us and he's helped our room grow by simplifying some things. We changed some things around that have actually helped our guys kind of understand what we're doing, especially with the youth that we have. Well, I should say not youth, but lack of experience. But Gino's phenomenal, man. He's a great coordinator. He does a good job. He's super creative, and he's been great for the growth of the running back.
Awesome. Thank you.